Brighton Town Council, members of the public, and Lady Tedger, our ECC councillor. On this very hot and humid evening, but try to make it as comfortable as possible. The first item on the agenda tonight is the apologies for absence.
Apologies from Councillors Barry, Carr and Howard.
Thank you very much. Second item on the agenda is the minutes of the meeting held on the 18th of June. They have been distributed. I think it's a true record. You do? Any seconds? Thank you. Okay, so that's all approved. Thank you very much. Third item is the mayor's announcements. These have been distributed. It's always a very busy time of year at the moment, obviously, and always some wonderful events. I would like just to show around and maybe pass these around because it's just something which is really nice to do. Last month I was asked to judge the competition on the sand down by the paddling pool by St Joseph's College. About 100 children came and they were all one judging. It's a fantastic competition. And they were so grateful that they've sent us all these lovely cards which they've done. So I've just been passing around so you can have a look. I think it's a kind of joy and it's a really nice thing to do. And I can tell you immediately, really thoroughly enjoyed it. We couldn't pick a winner, mind you, they all won. Yes, but it's just love, just reading, just some lovely words in there. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
You gave him 20 house points.
I gave him 20. I gave them 20 house points. I know. What can you do? They're all about 8 years old. They're lovely. They do pass around the public if they'd like to see them. There is going to be no meeting in August. Just to remind the members of the public, there's no meeting to be planned that way because of these holidays and stuff. But we have got lots of things going on in the town. Obviously, we get to this weekend. I've got brochure here, which is down this weekend. We've also got, just everyone who's interested, the Mercury Theatre doing a free performance on Hurst Green next Tuesday at 12 to 12:30. I think just roll up and see what they do. I'm not even certain what the performance is. We try to find out, but it doesn't actually seem to happen. But this is a professional outfit. They're going from town to town, giving a free performance on behalf of the Mercury Theatre. Then we've got obviously the music festival on the 1st and 2nd, which is a major event in the town. The All Saints Summer Fete on the 8th of August. The Mayor of Sandwich is coming to visit us on the 11th of August for an event at Suku. And on the 15th, the VJ Day Memorial Service. The Food and Drink Festival, the 29th and the 30th. And the town show, of course, always on the bank of Monday. And followed by the 6th of September, the Classic Car Show. So a real packed programme of events in the town, and I hope you all go and enjoy them. The other thing we do need to mention on the announcements is you will notice we've got some people away holidays and stuff like that at the moment, but we are 2 councillors down, so we have put out a brochure. This has gone out on all the website, our website and so on. And we would like to attract as many people who might like to sit in as a town councillor. This would be a period up to May next year, and if they like it, they can then stand for the full term of 4 years at a public election. There's a brochure here. There's a bit about the role and are you someone who might like to care about Brighton's future and influence local decisions. So if you know anybody who make a very good councillor, please look at this. We are going to hold a private meeting, any interested people, to come and to talk to councillors, which is going to be on Thursday the 23rd, which is a weekday, from 5 to 7 o'clock in this room. So if you are interested in becoming a councillor, you can come and talk to councillors about what the role is. Hopefully we'll then find people who then apply. Application forms are from the council offices, and then we will then interview people to see who is best. But there's the brochure there, so we can pass that. They are around. Okay. So that is the mayor's announcements. Thank you very much. Item 4 is a declaration of members' interest to receive any pecuniary or other registrable interests relating to items on this agenda. Is there any? No, I'll take that. Thank you. In which case, we now invite Amy Katanga, who is chair of the council. We've got several chairs of meetings there, which is unusual for us. We just received your report, so
It's a draft copy,
yes.
and there's a few I need here. I'll send you a press version. It's actually quite lengthy, there's a lot going on, so I'll just try and get through it without boring you.
You'll never bore us, will you?
We had full council this week at Essex. I had to submit my apologies, however, I have been briefed on key decisions and updates. The council reaffirmed its opposition to LGR, the government reorganisation, with concerns continuing to be raised regarding the impact on local representation of communities. Members received an update on the council's 100-day plan, which focuses on improving highways, supporting the local economy, delivering more efficient services and strengthening support for communities across Essex. An update was provided on the council's work to reduce unnecessary expenditure, with approximately 3 million of savings identified to date through programme reviews. Highways performance continues to improve, which we're quite pleased about, with pothole repairs reported to be around 30% higher than at the same point last year, reflecting the council's increased focus on road maintenance. A motion supporting the protection of Essex green spaces and resident concerns around overdevelopment was approved. Members also debated and approved a motion relating to free speech, and there will be no increase in councillor allowances. Local police work. I've been very, very busy, but do keep sending them through. Any concerns you may have. I'll give you a couple of examples. I've probably received more significantly from Brighton Sea than anywhere else across the Brighton Sea division. But I've been working with officers and partner organisations to progress issues, and at times I've had to prioritise casework. So nothing's been missed, but I've just had to prioritise more urgent issues. Road safety on Redbarn Road. I've received a number of reports regarding speeding and road safety, together with other parts of the town. I've raised these concerns directly with Chief Inspector Stuart Austin and Scott Lewis, who is Tendering Partnership and Engagement Sergeant, who manages the tendering PCSOs. I've since been advised that PCSOs have carried out speed monitoring, and that involves monitoring the first 100 vehicles to establish whether the location meets the criteria for further enforcement by the casualty reduction team. I understand these checks were undertaken this week from reports that I've received from members of the public, but I'm currently awaiting the results. So I will update as soon as I can to the town and residents. Wider road safety concerns you may already be aware. I've had people saying we need improvements at this junction, we need improvements at this junction, it's not safe. So I have referred these locations to Essex Highways Road Safety Team for consideration. The Road Safety Team has advised interventions are evidence-led on police recorded personal injury collision data. So a location must meet strict criteria before engineering improvements can be considered. At present, the locations I've raised do not meet those intervention thresholds. Whilst this may not be the outcome residents were hoping for, it also reflects that there have been no sufficient reported personal injury collisions, which can only be a good thing, although some you may think it's an accident waiting to happen. We feel the frustrations. If anything does occur, you need to report. Yeah. The Tesco Express pothole, following concerns raised by Julie from the Town Council regarding the deteriorating pothole outside Tesco Express, I contacted Essex Highways. Although previously reported the defect had continued to deteriorate, I've liaised with Essex Highways and they have now responded to an urgent inspection, which is expected to take place in the next 1 to 2 weeks.
That's urgent.
Sorry?
That's
I'm-
urgent.
Well, they're responding, okay. So I thought if it's a week, then that'd be good. Bollards outside Baldwin's, I escalated these. The location's been added to the assessment programme and that's due to be inspected in the next 2 days. If it hasn't been already, I haven't been notified. I also requested at the same time that the officers inspect the damage on the bollard at the bottom of Queen Street, which she raised. Just seems the common sense approach. Street lighting at Manor House Way. Concerns were raised with 2 damaged street lighting columns. I think these were reported back in 2025, but I'm pleased to confirm that the street lighting team is aware of these and have advised that both units are scheduled to be replaced in the next 6 weeks. Okay. Quenby Rest Home, there is growing concern that Quenby Rest Home will close in a matter of weeks. I've remained in contact with Quenby Rest Home and families of residents. A meeting had been planned for tomorrow with families, myself and Sylvain and Jacqueline. However, the care home has now entered into a formal consultation period. That meeting will no longer proceed in its original form. I understand that another meeting for families is expected to take place later this month. As the consultation is ongoing and a number of options are currently being considered, it would not be appropriate for me to comment any further, but I will continue to monitor the situation and provide support where Essex County Council can do so. And I'm in touch with my colleagues regarding this. Caravan inquiry, Councillor Barry raised this with me. I'm trying to help in terms of getting that removed along the promenade. Nothing seems to be happening very quickly, but he's working very hard.
We haven't really discussed it.
You have, okay. Responses to previous questions that I was asked at the last meeting. Roadworks in B1029. I have requested that highways give careful consideration to the time of future works and wherever possible give us as much notice as possible. Local government reorganisation. A member of the public asked me about the costs. The initial costs are expected to be around £20,000. Parking on the Hard. I've made inquiries with relevant officers regarding whether the proposal is feasible for the installation of 2 bollards. Councillors, so I'm trying to get to
The next step is, yeah?
Yes. I'm trying to get through this without sending you all to
Do you want
sleep.
some water?
No, good. I've been very busy.
Yeah.
Councillor surgery. I'll be holding my first councillor surgery next Wednesday at 6 p.m. at the community centre. Some residents have voiced they're not happy with the location, however others have. But I'm open to move with that in the future, that's not a problem. And if anyone needs to see me in the interim, then call me for the one-to-one. Just a personal observation and something that I wouldn't normally do, but I feel like it's probably important. I recently shared about the abuse that people in public life can face. Some of you may have seen that over recent months I've been a target of abuse, albeit on a relatively small scale. However, my experience isn't the point, I think it's a wider point, and whatever our political views are, I firmly believe that nobody involved in public service should be subject to abuse, intimidation or threats. Scrutiny, challenge and robust debate is fundamental and it's healthy for democracy and should always be welcomed. We will not always agree and nor should we. It would be a really boring world if we did. However, bullying, personal abuse and hostility in communities and should be acceptable as part of public life. So I'm a real advocate of that, and regardless of political party, we should all support those who choose to serve the public and ensure that disagreement is always conducted with respect, dignity, and to be civil. So,
Absolutely.
no one, regardless of their political party, professional beliefs, should have to fear for their safety or to be subjected to threats, intimidation, or hatred. And again, I say healthy debate is definitely the way forward. So, thank you, and I'm happy to answer
Thank you.
questions.
On the abuse thing, is that one online then?
It's online, yeah.
Does the Essex County Council hold libel action with people who think that? Because it always seems to be the answer to this.
I have made police reports, and there is, and I don't know if you saw it this week, I can't remember when it was, TUC have emailed us with some safety guidance as well as Essex. I think it's something that needs to be looked into.
Any questions from the councillors?
Mine's not a question, mine's just a thank you, because I'm going to back on your work and stuff, I keep sending you off emails and then they're done, you know, I sent another one yesterday, sorry, this morning, so, and thank what Amy's also putting me in with a thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
I did have one question on the back and where it's not really we're desperately trying to get up a smiley face warning sign in relation to speed
Yeah.
at a location in Spring Chase. I don't know if you know, it's near where the fish and chip shop is. We thought we won a winner. I think it was sent to you and it's been bounced back by I think it's Olive in Highways.
Could you please send me that?
I can. It's very, very complicated, and I fail to see how something as simple as getting a smiley face erected can take so much and so long to go through. So I'll forward it on to you if that's all right.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm happy to see that.
Smiley faces to the south.
smiley faces frowning, yeah.
We don't want any subjects.
No.
Kevin, asleep.
Speed watch that was put on Facebook for everybody to slow down.
It was.
But literally, oh everyone, can you make sure you're watching the speed? Because the police are there trying to catch people.
I don't know.
It's kind of defeating the object.
That's right, but I don't know from when they were there in the locations when it was posted on Facebook.
It was literally because they'd seen them,
Really?
gone home and wrote it on there.
It's
ridiculous.
My control, unfortunately.
No, I just thought I'd let you know.
That's modern life.
It won't be true to everything that needs to be.
Thank you.
But not everybody what looks on Facebook will get their car right.
Hopefully not.
Chris?
Just on the speed watch, do you know, was it a certain section of hours or, because we've had these speed watches before, and when I talk to residents, it's the kids going up and down at 7 or 8 o'clock or 10 o'clock, whatever it is in the evening, and the speed watch is during the day.
Well, I'm waiting to have a report back so that I can go back, but I'm going to push for engagement because I think it's really important to review it and residents say it's happening at certain times of day and night.
Okay, that's good, thank you.
Thank you. Dave?
Could you elaborate any further on LGR?
Unfortunately, not at the moment. Since the moment, not at the moment, no. As soon as I can, I will.
Okay, any other councillors, questions? Any questions from the public to our county councillor? No, people very good. All right, well,
It's because you've done it all.
Covered all over.
you two have a way. Oh, no.
Oh,
Do you submit a copy of your report, like the councillors give their report?
Yes, I was a little bit late this week.
Because your previous councillor always used to give us a copy of what he'd been up to.
I appreciate that. I had various bits and pieces outstanding this week, and I'm trying to get it all together. I will send my updated copy to Tracy for her.
And then we can.
So we can see something in the
Yes.
September
That's
meeting.
right. Yeah, no, I'll make sure that you have it on time.
Because the last county councillor spoiled us a bit, really.
Yeah. I think it's a useful thing, Mel.
Yeah, I agree.
If we leave a few out in the reception, then it can come again. Okay. I know you will, Mel. Thank you very much, then, Amy, and thank you for coming and thank you for the full report. We move on to to item 6, which is the update for the district councillors, which is important. Nick, unfortunately, isn't here today. He has sent a small update, which you can see in front of you. Anybody want to speak for Nick, or just should we carry on to Jane? Right.
No, just basically really bins and environmental. I was spoken to the portfolio holder and I've put some recommendations to him about what we need. That covers really the 2 reports I've given to the EC over the last month. So hopefully I can
Push on with that.
push on that.
Thank you, Graham.
Can I just come in on the rubbish issue?
Well, it's not that bad, is it?
We had some fly tipping on the Western Promenade yesterday morning, at 8:30 in the morning. It was seen on CCTV, so our branch manager has reported it to tendering. He's got video evidence, photos, vehicle registration number, and tendering phone back today to confirm that they will be prosecuted.
Well, that is excellent news if that is the case, because it's the only way to stop the problem. Unbelievable.
Yeah, 8:30 in the morning,
8:30.
not even dark.
Well, there's lots of people around at 8:30. Okay. So that is the update for the district councillors. We move on now to item 17 reports. The first one of that is the facilities and community assets. Graham.
Yeah, thanks for that. Just one thing, in conjunction with Councillor Henry, we will be doing sort of an audit on the last sort of 7 months of SCA projects, just to see if any have started, or to see what position they're in, to see if we can either start up something and maybe check on some things that may have stalled and see what we can do to kickstart the whole thing.
I think that's very welcome.
Or even just some of the little bits that
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
can get done.
Yeah, look back on the old minutes and see
Yeah,
what
give
was,
us
see what we're going to do. Yeah.
So really just to do the notes and also the recommendations there we go.
Any comments on those, or what's it proposed? Chris?
Yeah, there was, Councillor Steady knows this already, but he hasn't mentioned it, but we've now discovered, we were talking about acquiring a pump that helps the boat lake being refreshed and things like that. With Councillor Steady's offices, we've found out that we can acquire that through a section 106, so we'll be making an
That was
announcement.
just confirmed today.
That's very good. For members of the public, that would go in conjunction with the pathway going to be done around the boating lake. And whilst that was being done, our grounds manager, Terry, has been having to get up at 3 in the morning to refresh the lake at the right time. And this would be a pump that would then be able to be used at will, and it's not right for one man to be down doing this at 3 in the morning. And we put this quotation to Tendring District Council as a 106 project to link it with the pathway, so it can be done at the same time while we've got the digger there and stuff like that. And they've come back and I think they've
Yeah,
said,
and just to say, yeah, what we're basically doing is to do an audit on all the different initiatives we've had and to see what we are. So,
Not just last year though, we probably will work on
yeah,
you
other
go back.
years, but we just want to start somewhere.
I fully support that. It's very good. So finish on that list?
Yep.
Good. Any other comments on facilities and community assets? Another proposer? Second? All those in favour? Right. Second item on the team's is environment and transport.
That's me.
Okay.
Meeting was held on the 11th of June in the morning. The main recommendations that come from that, we've already discussed slightly. in relation to the parking of the caravan and vehicles along the from Councillor Barry's going to try and resolve that as much as we can, take that forward. The 30 mile an hour sign, paperwork was submitted to Essex Highways and has been bounced back as needing further exploration, so that's what I'll take forward to planning to see if we can't get that smiley face rather than frowny face. One of the recommendations was in relation to communications, which is also me, so I'll cover that as part of the ENT. And that's that we include in next month's newsletter a Keep Brightonsea Tidy sort of campaign in conjunction with the litter pickers and the council, just to try and boost that for the summer holidays, the summer holidays, and hopefully it will continue throughout the 6-week holiday period. And another recommendation on there was in relation to bus stops, which I think Ryan's been looking at, the bus timetables, etc. We want to try and get the museum placed on the bus timetable. At the moment, it's not a separate listing. We want to try and revamp the one at Regent Road, and also real-time balls fitted at a couple of locations. One being outside the Brewers, the other one the museum, and the other one the Cold Storage Stop. So they're the recommendations from the ENT.
Well, that's very good to hear about the Ridge Road bus stop. Any comment? Can I take a proposal to accept that recommendations? Second. Thank you, Chris. All those in favour? Thank you. Moving on to welfare and resident services. Jen.
This actually could have come under the FCA, so we talked about the hopper bus, the hospital hopper bus, and I've given out the charges now, and it is £8.50 one way, £17 for return.
Still cheaper than a cab.
Yes, and if you've got your bus pass, it's free, children are £4 so if we said we now get a bit more information from the temporary.
Do we know the usage?
I don't know, but I think,
Can you just say those again, because I couldn't hear.
sorry,
How much was it?
charges are £8.50 single, 17 return, and £4 children and £8 return, but your bus pass entitles you to free transport.
So the bus pass allows for it to be free.
Yes, yeah, same as normal
Sorry, I thought
buses.
you said that, but I just couldn't hear.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's Tuesdays and Thursdays at the moment.
How many people are using it?
Don't know, that's what we were going to request, because it's been going for a month now, so we can try and get some sort of idea on it. It's not door, it doesn't pick it up from the door, you have to go to a designated bus stop to pick up, so.
Good. Any comment about that? Anything else?
Yeah, just, welfare, as you know, I can't report on welfare, because it's confidential, but I have never had such a busy week as I've had this week. It's every day, all day, and on every sort of issue you can try to young families as well, we're working with them.
It's
It's really busy.
well, thank you for your efforts, Jane, surely. Okay, so we'll now move on to the communication.
That's me again. There's no recommendations for full council, but there's just a couple of things of note. One of them is for the newsletter. We thought it might be a nice idea if we could include a photo of the month, a bit like they do when they read the weather and they have the weather photographs come up for various areas. So if any of you are budding photographers or know any budding photographers that would like to submit a photo of the month to go on our newsletter just to make it a bit more zingy, then
Zingy.
zingy, yeah, zingy. It can be a bit boring otherwise. So we're going to be asking for local photographers to submit a photo of the month. That's already gone out. I think. Yeah, it's gone out. So we're going to try and keep up the monthly newsletter to encompass the main points that have been released in that month, what's happening going forward, and anything of any interest. So that's about it for communications.
Any comment? No, in that case, thank you very much, Kate, it's very good. So we move on to now, tourism. Is there-
Yes, John, yes.
There's no report on that. Okay.
Can we just place on record, thank you to everybody that attended the table lunch last weekend, including mayors.
I will tell her. When she's in the room. No. Moving on. Finance. A. Receive and approve the minutes of the finance meeting held 14th July 2026. Chris.
Yes, I think, well, you've got the minutes in front of you. I think the hopper we've already spoken about. I think the other things there, just a couple of updates. The Olympic gold medal monument,
Yeah.
I did some inquiries and you do not need planning permission. It's within millimetres of needing it and not needing it, but I'm assured that it will have been gone by October, so I think it's not an issue of planning. I think other than that, I really don't have anything to add to what is already there.
Thank you very much, Chris. Any comment? No. There are some recommendations, so do you want to vote?
Yes.
Second. Thank you. All those in favour? Passed. Thank you. Item B is to confirm the recommendation of those members who examined the accounts for the current period. I think it was Kate and myself. Oh, it's Jane. Sorry.
Very experienced.
Stand up for this lot. Councillor Morgan and I have examined the accounts for June 2026 and under the delegated authority to the Finance Committee, confirm that 18 payments in the sum of £6,882.67 have been authorised and paid. The statements of balances on the following accounts are to be accepted. Current account 7055 £50,370.49. Business premium account 8295 £29,079.53. Business premium account 9433 £451.95. CCLA Public Sector Deposit Fund 104,479.94. Instant Access Account 0373 £28,287.20. Current T2 account 0360 £62,366.07. Petty cash £11.16, making a total of £275,046.34. Less one unpresented cheque of £315, making a total on all accounts of £274,731.34. Income for June 2026, £11,944.18. Expenditure for June 2026, £34,023.08. Income 1st of April to the 30th of June 26, £188,208.06. Expenditure 1st of April to the 30th of June 2026, £112,886.50. Barclay card payments for June 26 were £229.01. Cash card payments for June 2026 were £138.84. Employees' payments paid for the month of June 2026 were £17,431.50.
Thank you. And I second, please. Any comments on that? No? All agree? Well, certainly we have our finances under control, which is very good. Item 9 is planning. To note the minutes of the planning meeting held on the 30th of June and the 7th of July. Note the planning decision discussion. Yes.
Well, as read, I'd just like to add a comment that I prepared earlier. During one of those meetings, I'm sorry, I think it was the 7th of July one, we agreed to support an application that was at Stony Acres with Robinson Road. And I'd just like to explain that because it was noted that created a certain level of controversy. So Bruntsea Town Council, and besides this, is urging the residents to take place in the consultation of the new or revisited local plan when it is published in September. The revised plan proposes 150 new houses in Bruntsea, a significant reduction from the previous proposed 325. The council also wishes to clarify that the land to the rear of Stony Acres, Robinson Road, which has been subject to a planning application of which we, as I said earlier, supported, is included in the 150. It is not extra. And in including that, we're hoping to cement the new application or the new plan so that it's taken up by district council as a confirmed plan. So I just wanted to clarify that so these new houses that we did support, obviously we're not in a power to give the full application, but we supported that. We confirmed before we supported it that those, I think it's five, isn't it? Five houses would be part of the 150 that we are going for in the town. I'd just like to make that.
I think that's very important. Thank you very much. Yes, John.
That's exactly right. Can we break it down just a little bit more, because it's actually 90 houses and 60 which have to be on the Well House side, which is either water controlled or
Yeah, sorry,
assisted living. It still amounts to 150, but I think that's, people perhaps might think that's a little bit high still, but it's actually 60 of those will be assisted living on what was a care home site basically.
Yeah.
So we're actually only going to be building 90 new houses.
and that's over a period of 5, I think the plan is for 5 or 7 years, I can't remember.
I think it's longer than that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, and of course, the other thing to say to the public that's very important is that you can allocate land to building, it doesn't mean it gets built. So you've got to have people that want to build it, and on top of that, before that happens, you've got to have people that want to buy it. And on top of that, you need people that can afford to buy it, which I think is probably the most relevant at the moment, whether they can actually get to afford to buy it.
Thank you, because that's important. Thank you, Jane.
Yeah.
The council's going to see we were driving that figure down. Is there any recommendations you want us to?
Not for the plan.
So we can just set that. Any comments? No. Right. So we now move on to questions for the public. I have got a couple of letters. First one is got a letter from David Grimwood, who's the assistant principal at the Cullen School. You may remember I've been doing quite a few visits to the Cullen School with Stephen Crane, the headmaster, but I did mention to him I thought it would be a really good idea some of the students who have some interest in local politics or politics come and visit this council. And I left it with them, and I've just had an email back saying Stephen Crane has passed on your email regarding some of the students attending a council meeting. I think it'd be a great opportunity for our students to experience this. I think it would be best initially to hold a meeting with the students only agenda to begin with. I think we should be looking at the September, October sort of meeting as possible. Could you please send some potential dates and times? So is council happy for us to suggest times? I think they're talking about, say, up to 10 students from the Cullen coming and talking council work and bring up issues that they see relevant.
Sorry, you've got I've got one to add to your two then.
Oh, okay, so that's, no comment on that, everyone happy about that? So that's, I think that's a positive move, because we haven't tried to get that done before. I have a letter from DJ and Mrs S Cook, that says, anyone in the council know what has happened to the suggested bank hub? A petition was at the Spa for many months, and seemed to be gaining a lot of interest. It has now been disappeared, so why? What has happened? Has the eye been deemed impractical, or has it been stopped or by
Other parties.
by other parties? Life is not getting easier, is it? Well, I think one would we all feel that we're a very great asset to town if there was a banking hub. But I don't know when this council can stimulate it. We can certainly support it in principle if the word can go out.
Well, two things, I'm not quite sure who started the petition, which is in the Spa, so I presume we should speak to them and see if they pass the contract, really.
Yeah.
And regarding the banking hub, I think it was about 5 years ago, and it was, there was a consultant in Rochford who was been successful in setting up the banking hub. And whilst it sounds great, when I got into it, there was a certain cost. There was a cost of the consultation's time and also to acquire the building. Because at that time, I think we looked at the old Barclays building and also the West Bank before it was sold. But again, finance, I think, I didn't usually town council, and it felt that it was a bit, step for the town council to take on.
I understood that the banking hub would be 2 or 3 banks who would
Yeah,
say
yeah,
share the cost
yeah.
of, and I wouldn't have said it was the cost of this council. But I think it obviously comes from the banks. Any other comment to that?
There was a radio programme about it, about 6 months ago. It was a deal between the banks themselves, I think.
Yeah, well, that's what I think. I will go to the Spa and see if I can find out what happened in the petition, and then maybe report back to the I don't really know what else we can do
Maybe
about that.
worth just contacting a couple of the banks,
Do we still have Lloyds from here?
stop there, the Lloyds and Barclays, and just to ask them whether, one, they would be interested,
Yeah.
because there's no reason why everybody back in together, if they say, no, we're not interested.
Yeah.
Just see if we can find out,
Why don't we send a letter to all of them?
yeah,
Yeah, can we do that?
Start a banking hub.
Bank it. I think it. Very good. Sorry, Councillor.
Can we reapply for the, what we used to have? The mobile,
the Lloyds one,
can we not just reapply for one of those for now?
Yes, so they told me, but again, it's
Maybe done.
I know one of the garden centres at Ballantrae has Barclays,
Yes, yes.
um,
But we will send a general letter out to all the banks asking, is there any way that you could consider joining forces in the banking hubs? Let's ask what people are
We're
asking.
just looking for new banks, start looking into the new banking.
and even contacting Nationwide, they said they announced in today's paper, they're actually looking
Yeah.
for new sites to open up premises again,
Well-
and in areas that they've closed.
Fantastic.
The Nationwide's the only place that doesn't get banking without it, some post offices, they don't do
It's
Nationwide.
a building society,
Yeah.
isn't it?
That's a very, very good idea. I think we should do exactly that, Karen.
Would it be worth contacting the local businesses to see if they would support banking in town and get
I think they would.
get the letters from the local
They were
businesses?
involved when, I know you were looking and I was looking.
Okay, I think let's move on that. Yeah. I think it's well done to that letter from Mrs. Cook. Have we had a letter from the girls? We did have, I did send it.
Yes, we did.
We did.
an email.
An email, that's the question. It's an email about the junction.
About the junction. Okay, I think this is the one on down on Carl Road and Station Road.
Yeah.
I
I think
I
that's,
only mentioned that.
that's being covered by.
But in actual fact, it's been solved, isn't it? Like, part of something, all it takes is just a quiet word, and now it's moved further down, so it's not an issue. Parking came right, but not part where it was, which caused the issues.
Well, he moved it when he was asked.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
so,
which is good. Okay.
Yeah, so I've just received an email, and this is to do with a BMW car that is in Oyster Park. And the query was, having got 9 tickets on it, when does the, because I think it's been pending 9 days, when does the car park authority start doing it?
I could probably help you there, but I got those figures also, and I've had a complaint sent in to Parking Partnership showing the tickets and the number.
Right.
So it's,
Generational cover by the North Essex Parking Partnership.
okay.
Extended distribution.
Yeah, that's very 10.
So, so I'll pass that on to the tendering councillors.
Yes.
And the other one I had is an ongoing conversation with a gentleman called Andy Lum, whose great grandfather was Charles Benson.
Was that it?
Benson?
So,
Fencing.
Benson.
Yeah.
And he was mayor in 1962, 63?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he was mayor at some other point.
No, before 62.
Yeah, 62, 63.
62, yeah.
Yeah. And I think he was deputy,
Oh, yeah,
things like that. And I've got the guy's complete life story, by the way. And his relatives would like to get a street named after him. So through Jane's Great Offices, we've found a website that has asked they can apply to. But he's asked us, would we support such an application? So,
I know I sent you over the
Yeah.
answer, Chris. We were allowed, or we were involved with the naming of the roads on the Robinson Road site, which was something I worked on Graham. And we picked out who we thought should be. Wasn't quite certain how my dad ended up in there, but then mine. And, you know, obviously they have to be deceased to get a name road after them. When the new buildings come in, then quite often tendering come to us to ask us if we've got any names or anybody we would like to put forward, and the reasons. We have to give a little bit of the history, so that's how we got the doctors and the past deputies of the town and things like this, which would be the ideal times now to keep an eye on the development and to submit it to tendering and let them fill the forms in as well.
yeah,
And then we can back it that way, you know, if he's there for that time as deputy, then again, he's an ideal
I think
candidate.
the council feel supportive of that?
Was that why 1949, was that the same
Yeah,
one?
yeah.
I was then he came
yeah,
back.
no, he was, the history file, I didn't dare print it out, I've got
It's quite a long time.
He was a major.
he's been everything in the town. I think he was a governor of a school, he was a governor of another school. So
That's
he's,
something to do with the gardens and
Yeah.
the history of the.
yeah, he's got a quite a history. And I said, well, I would ask, sent him the form, and I said, he said, can I put down that town council would support it?
Well, I think this is the same.
Yes, excellent, thank you.
It's an idea.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Any other questions?
Yes, that's it.
I will then move to the public. Any questions from the public? Thank you. Please stand up and say your name.
Single, it's
Oh, yes.
a question for Jane. The hopper bus you were talking about, is that the one that's supposed to go to the general hospital?
Yeah.
Yeah, and would people have to book?
Yes,
You have to
yes,
book?
you have to bring, it's tendering community transport, in fact, I might have a number on this bit, I don't know if there is.
Yeah.
In the photo, if there is, I'll give it to you.
Okay.
But they do Tuesdays and Thursdays at the moment, they've had a grant to run 2 days. And then, the hope
If that's
is that,
popular, that might be increased.
well, the hope is they can get more grants to do more days. So they've had enough grant to run it for a year.
We'll also put that number actually out of our
You'll put it out in our
newsletter.
newsletter, so.
Because it's a public service.
Yeah.
Thank you very much,
Okay,
Sue.
thank you.
Any other questions?
Yes, please.
They're wonderful cars for the kids, and I like the crab one. So
Yeah,
if you've got any problems with signs, you've got a bud in Steinreiter then. You know, I thought it was really good. My question is about the police. As you know, we're going to have a big change in the police. We're going to have an FBI. We're going to have 12 the FBI for England and Wales, but you're going to have 12 mega forces, which is going to make a big change to policing in the whole of England. And eventually, when we get this mayor, which we will get in the end, they'll be on this committee. They won't. Essex Police finishes. So I started reading the white paper. They want more for Brighton, so they want more police on the beat. Yeah, that's good. They're going to bring people from the back office. Apparently, I was talking to a policeman the other month, and they're bringing them out. They're talking about patrols for shopping areas. Well, we've got a shopping area, and where they get antisocial behaviour. The actual white paper doesn't say anything about the river police or the coastal police, which I think is important for Brighton City. And they don't say too much about the traffic police, but what I'm trying to do is I want your views on this change. It will be coming over the next 2 years. It's a white paper, and it will go through. The government have got 150 majority, so it will go through. And I was talking to Councillor Mitchell. She's a former police officer. She knows more about it than I do. But it will be, and it will be linked in with this unitary authority. You know, that's only 2 years away, and we've got elections for the unitary council next year, and they're going to be the spearhead of it. So I think it's important that we understand, because like the emergency plan, how's that going to affect that? At the moment, we've got Essex County Council, we've got Essex Police, but if you've got a mega force, and we do get a problem like 53 when whole of the East Coast was flooded, where is the command centre going to be? I know, I'm an awkward devil really. I do ask these questions, but it's important, and Councillor Chapman, she knows about the fire service. What is going to happen to that? I haven't read about that, so that's my question. I'll shut up now. So.
Richard, I think it's all very relevant. And the council did have a visitation by Chief Inspector with 9 officers who came, and we did question him, but he didn't seem to know much more than you do. It's all in abeyance, so we're waiting. I think they're waiting to hold it.
But the white paper is there, and it will go through. All due respect to this thing about reform, but I don't think that what I've read, they're not going to win this judicial appeal. So I don't want to disappoint, but if I was opening a book, I don't think I'd Yeah, I know, but going back to the police, it's important for your views.
Any other comment from council?
Well, I've already said to Richard that
Yeah.
the white paper might go through, but I wouldn't hold your breath for more officers on the street.
No.
That's been promised for a very long time
Yeah.
by every force.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
Yeah, you know more than I do. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think I said to you this morning, I think the traffic hub, which used to be at Stanway, is now Parliament, and it's going to be relocated partly to Ford, and the rest will be Shelton. So goodness knows how they're going to work out, patrols on it. So it's wait and see.
More to be revealed.
Well, yeah.
Actually, that was the word from the fire inspector.
Yeah.
It'll be done by drones. It's certainly rather real fluctuates.
I promise I won't bring it up again.
No, Richard, I think it's a very, very valid point. Yes, David.
Two parts of the question really. The Bateman Tower car park, hard surface one, what are the parking restrictions on it?
I didn't hear that though, sorry, can you say?
What are the parking restrictions?
Whereabouts?
Bateman's Tower, the hard surface car park.
I don't know.
That's the 10.
I don't think there is any.
No.
So, the second part of the question is, from 8 o'clock till 6 o'clock, there's charges. All night long, there's no charges. And there's no charges from October to May. So what's to stop me with my motorhome or my caravan going from run into the car park at night, free of charge, and then in the morning, at 6 o'clock, I come back out and park on the road.
Perhaps you shouldn't spread that about.
Well, I hope the volume wouldn't be too high, yeah.
They're already doing answer, Dave,
They're
that's
already
been
doing
buried
it.
in pitchfork, but.
Yeah.
Well, you've either got to have some signage or some,
I
or a height barrier or
think
something.
it's a very important point.
Yeah,
Um,
because you know, we've got to pull the caravan
he's exactly right,
forewarned before another one does it.
but I think we need to go back to tendering and to get them to do what we've asked previously, and that is to put a height barrier on there, which is what we've got on our own car park.
That's a very good point.
Coaches are parking in the high street, they're coaching in the SDM today, and they're parking outside my shop.
But you'd have to put,
Then they've dropped them at the beach and they're parking out in the town centre at the
but you'd
moment.
have to fence it as well, because otherwise they just paint so curb. So you couldn't just put a height barrier, because you've got no restrictions to put going in there.
But
Look, we're going to
it
check
has
this stuff.
yeah, height barrier and the sign basically say no overnight parking.
Good point. Thank you very much, David.
It is,
Very valuable. Yeah, thank you. Any other questions?
In the light of the murder around Wickham, does the council think that it might be, wanting to put some things in place to make our councillors and our council staff feel a bit safer,
Yeah.
even though that it's well down the package?
Yeah, I'll do.
Yes, yes, Joe.
Tendering's bringing in the road, as Tony, we've already done 2 training on personal safety, they're bringing it in again next week, I think it is. It might be worth asking them if, once the slides are available, can we bring them over to us as well?
Yes.
As well, yeah,
Again, this is modern life, isn't it?
and then,
Well,
it's sad,
I felt sympathy earlier when we heard that report, because, I mean, you do read it, and it's again, really distasteful.
Yeah.
I mean, you can disagree with her politics, and I suspect, there's more than one person in the room that does that, but you don't have to treat her like that. Some of the things they said about her was quite hard.
That's why I bring up the point, why don't they bring in libel? Because if you say something libelous, why can't you not do something?
Well, one of the worst things that's happened, in my opinion, recently, is you're allowed now to use nicknames on Facebook.
Yeah.
And now you've got to prove that it was that person, because now it's a nickname.
That's
Yeah, you're right.
okay, but it's something we're obviously aware of, and we do need to, well, I think it's important to get that.
yeah, it's an expense day, isn't it, Brian?
Yeah, explain.
Well,
It
we'll-
might be worth asking, but the slides come to us anyway, but we can forward them over.
Thank you. Any other questions from the public? Thank you. We then move on to, item 11, the town clerk's report.
Just a couple of items.
Showing interest in trams.
I haven't got quite any discussions.
And I will take positive.
Branksome Tramways requesting a temporary road closure for Saturday, 15th of August between 12 and 6:30. The area concerned is in Victoria Place, and it's actually up Slip Road, just behind us here, from the boundary of the old firehouse, which is next door to the junction of Victoria Place and latest Avenue. The organisers will ensure that provision is made to allow emergency vehicle access if required, and members of the public may use the road during the event.
So it's just the back road.
It's just the Slip Road
The slip
after
road,
the car park entrance.
What is the, what do you think? You happy with that?
As a business owner, when it didn't happen, I'm happy.
Agreed?
They're also asking for permission to use Victoria Gardens on day. They'd like to use the whole space and the grass areas for some food stalls and seating areas, as well as a space for the DJ to be situated. This will give the public an area to sit and watch the race in comfort, and also create a more festival vibe. We'll have tables and benches, and also use hay bales on the grass areas so it doesn't need grass. Food stalls will be chosen so they don't compete with local restaurants and cafes close by. Will not be allowed alcoholic drink stalls as they want the public to use the pubs in the town.
So Terry agrees.
Yeah, Terry agrees.
I think the food stalls are not allowed on the grass though, are they? Because I was going to say, does it go
Yeah.
against the covenant?
Yeah.
They've, so those are the clear up models.
Yeah.
Everyone happy?
Yes.
Okay, pass that.
That's it from me, thank you.
Thank you. Well, in that case, come to the end of the agenda. I would like very much to thank the members of the public coming tonight. It's always great to see you, and members of the council, thank you very much. Declare the meeting closed.
Um,
Thank you.